What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with IGN, joined by John Ryan.
Hi there.
And we are going to be discussing what to expect from the Division's leveling system come launch and what the fastest route through that system might be.
Oh, yeah.
And all of this is based upon, number one, our time in the beta, but number two, and more importantly, John, you've had some experience with preview builds of the game that have showcased higher levels than what was playable at beta, as well as additional perks and talents that were not available in beta, and as of now, yet unknown to the general Division fan base. So we'll be bringing that into the discussion as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing to do, you're looking at it here, you'll play through story missions and main missions once to, just go through it for the story and then get the rewards from that and unlock new stuff. But you can also replay them at any time you like. And you can also change the difficulty on that,
which
as
I
you
like.
saw James doing. Yeah.
Right. And you can matchmake. Now, unfortunately, the people I was with in this game decided to AFK. However, it left me with the cool opportunity of showing off how absurdly overgeared I was for the beta.
Yeah, you
level.
You have the high-end, or most people know them as like legendary weapons. In the Division, they're called high-end. You were outfitted really well, actually, and I like your pink sniper rifle shotgun.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights of my beta experience. Was one of the first kind of, I guess, vagrants that I walked up to and was like, "Do you have any canned meat?" And I was like, "Sure." And so I gave them some canned meat. They gave me a pink spray paint.
Oh, nice.
Which was awesome.
I didn't find any weapon skin mods, so that's really cool. I'm glad.
Not a lot of people did. I felt super lucky. And the cool thing about it is you can actually take it off of that and put it on something else. Yeah. It's not a limited use item.
Totally.
But anyway,
that's actually a good point to touch on, though, while we're talking about vagrant people loving canned meat. That's a really easy way to get a few hundred points of experience really quickly, and sometimes some cool customizable items as well. So if you see your little HUD pop up and be like, "Civilian in need," and they ask you for a soda or an energy bar or canned goods, whatever the hell that means, give it to them. If you've got it and you aren't using it, they have their own buffs for you, but I say the real value in those items is 200 free points of experience anytime you run into somebody on the street.
And the chance at a cool aesthetic item, especially if it's something like a med kit, because you can obviously just get those from the resupply boxes.
Exactly.
So in terms of leveling up in the beta, I found that this was far and away the most efficient way because it was mindless, repetitive, and awarded a ton of experience, which are the three criteria for good grinding. I say good, I mean efficient grinding
there you go.
in an MMO, not necessarily engaging and fun to play. However, this is how I got to level 8 extremely quickly.
And I would also posit that this is engaging and fun to play.
Sure.
If you're playing with people. If you're doing it on your own, it can be a little tedious to go back and do it again and again and again. But the upshot is, in addition to getting extra experience, you also will almost undoubtedly earn at least one new piece of loot that you can swap into your inventory rotation.
Right. Yeah, there were one or two blues that would drop pretty much at the end of this guaranteed, and as you go through and play this a lot like a World of Warcraft dungeon that you've done 12 times for grinding gear and experience, you start to know all of the most efficient paths to take. So I fully expect to see people in hard mode dungeons, if you will, or these hard mode mission encounters to level up, because it seemed to be just a very easy, repeatable way, very easy to reset your mission and set it for hard, and it matchmakes you. My matchmaking experience was almost instant. But let's talk about what you saw, not in the beta. And what you think
there are also a bunch of mechanics at play in the final game that we're going to see. I was at a preview event a few weeks ago and got a chance to check some of them out that we didn't really get to play with in the beta. And that is, first and foremost, the other two sets of skill trees, the security tree and the tech tree, the engineering tree, but also the perks and talents which you get
which we're totally great at.
Yeah, totally inaccessible. But like I said, I got to check it out a while ago, and some of those were super helpful towards just leveling up in general. I believe it was... so the way that the talents and perks work is every time if you remember how you upgraded your base of operations after completing this mission, because you got a bunch of medical supply points, you could boost your medical wing, and that would give you, I think that gave you the fast healing ability or whatever it was called, that lets you unlock a new skill. With the other wings, I'm pretty sure it was the security wing that had it, but the first perk you unlock in that skill tree after you do like the first story mission surrounding your security force is actually a 10% across the board XP boost.
Wow.
For anything, and that's not just kills, that's not just, finding stuff, that is everything you do.
Right.
So that old man who comes over and it's like, hey, did you get any canned meat? Well, he's also going to give you an extra 10%.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And that definitely, when you're talking about a game that has a high level cap and there's a lot of experience to be gained, and who knows if the grind will even be that big of a deal, but 10% doesn't sound like a lot. It is, in the grand scheme of things. If you are normally going to spend 20 hours, that's 2 hours saved.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the Dark Zone, which I feel is the most engaging and was far and away my favorite part of the Division. Yeah. As of the beta, it seemed as though you only got Dark Zone experience in the Dark Zone.
As opposed to like you're increasing your regular character level as well. Like you'd notice if you shot a dude, instead of boosting your character level, it would only say Dark Zone experience earned.
Right.
Part of me wants to believe that that was just an exercise for the beta, because they've, the Dark Zone is going to be such a big part of the game. And, they've already said that it's central to the game's story. I mean, if you looked at the map while we were playing it a few days ago online, or if you check it out for yourself, the Dark Zone is a huge area in the map. I mean, it's almost a third of the full game.
It is a little bit disheartening to know that what, for my money, is the most fun activity in the game is not the most rewarding in terms of pure levels, and that all the optimal progression path players, of which there are so many in these kinds of MMOE games,
will sort of have to exclude themselves from that area if they want to strictly just get their character to level cap as quickly as possible.
And that's definitely me. And I love the Dark Zone, so we'll see when launch comes around. John, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And for all things The Division, keep it right here on IGN.